Today, I'll be showing you how to play all your favorite PS2 games on any PC using the PCSX2 emulator. This is going to be a complete setup guide, so make sure you stay focused to avoid making any mistakes. Now, the first thing you want to do is to search for PCSX2 for PC. So you are going to see the official website at the top, so click on it. On the website, you are going to see this latest stable section. In here, you'll be able to see, different type of versions, like the one for your Windows, for your Mac OS, and your Linux devices. So for me, I'm using a Windows device, so I'm going to be downloading the installer for my Windows. Once you are done downloading your installer, simply proceed to installing it to your device. There is standard installation, there is also portable installation. I will advise you to actually utilize this standard installation. It's quite better. Then click on next. Just keep clicking on next till you see install. Now you have to set up your emulator. The first thing you have to adjust is your language. So insert any of your language, click on next. Then it's going to ask you for a PS2 BIOS file. So click on browse and then show it where you are keeping your PS2 BIOS file. So this is where I'm keeping mine, in this folder. So I'm going to click select folder. So you see that the PS2 BIOS file is already displaying here. So I will select it and then I will click on next. Now next up, you have to show it where you are keeping all your PS2 game files. Mind you, all these files have to be ISO files. Make sure that if you have a zip file, you have already extracted the zip file, so it's going to work. So I'm going to show you where I'm keeping all my PS2 ISO files. I will click on add, then I'll show it the folder where I'm actually keeping those. So I'm keeping it in here. So I'll click on it, then I'll click on select folder. I'll select yes, then next. This is all about setting up your controller. I'm going to show you guys how to do this pretty soon. So click on next, click on finish. So as you can see, the emulator is open, but we still have to set up our controller and also set up our graphics so that it's going to work correctly with our device. So for your controller, you can use Xbox 360 controller. You can also use DualShock 2 controller or any type of controller, even PS2, PS4 controllers. But I think it's better to just use Xbox 360 controller. So you first of all insert your controller. So once inserted, select settings. In the settings, you are going to see the controller section. So click on it. Then select controller port 1. Once in here, sometimes it's going to be like this, not connected. So just click on it, select any controller that you have available in here. If you don't have any of all these controllers, just click on DualShock 2. Then if you are using Xbox 360 controllers like me, first of all, clear the mapping. You clear mapping. You can see everything have been cleared. Then select automatic mapping, select SDL 0x input. So once you do this, it have already mapped everything about my controller. But if you are using a controller that is not Xbox 360 and automatic mapping is not working for you, then you have to do the manual method. So first of all, you start by clearing it. Then you tap on each and every one of all these on your screen. So let me say you are tapping on L2, you have to press L2 on your controller. If you tap on R1, you have to press R1 on your controller. So just like that, you have to fill in all the gaps so that your controller is going to be working. So that's how you do it manually. So let me set up my controller once more. Like I said, my controller is Xbox 360. So if you don't want stress, just use Xbox 360 controller. So once you are done with this section, click on close. Then go to the graphics. This is the graphics section. Once you get to the graphics section, normally the first thing you're going to see is your graphics API and the display, section. The first thing I would like you to do is to go to this aspect ratio. Click on it, set to fit to Windows so that you can have a full screen display. Then apply widescreen patches, turn this on. Then you can see your graphics API. If you have a very strong, powerful gaming PC, you can select any of your graphics card in here. But if you have a regular PC like me that is not quite powerful, just select automatic default. That's quite better. Then move to rendering. On rendering, you're going to see internal resolution. Now, this have to do with how good the game is going to be looking, like the graphics and resolution. So if you have a very powerful gaming PC, you can use up to 4x native, 5x native, even 6s native, which is 4K graphics. But if you are using a regular PC, you can start with 1080p. If you discover that this is making your game to be lagging, you can change it to 720p. Still, if your game is still lagging, not working, that means your PC is not that powerful. So you just have to go to the native and use native. But as for me, I normally use 720px. Lastly, you have to set up your anisotrophic filtering. So click on it, select 2x or 16x, any one of your choice. I normally use 2x. So once you've done all this, you can go ahead and start playing your games, and it's going to be working quite good on any of your devices.
Lastly, if you found any value from this video, then do consider smashing that subscribe button to help me on my YouTube growth journey, because I've been trying to get to 5,000 subscribers for a while now. It have actually been taking me forever just to get there. But I know that with your help, through you smashing that button, I can actually get there super fast and super easy. Also, by now, I think you might be seeing some of my similar videos or some of my playlists on your screen. So if you have some free time, you can also go ahead and watch that to learn more from my channel, because we learn every day. And that's it for that. I'm going to see you guys on my next video.